Hey, everybody. It is Monday, October 16th, 2017. This is Glenn Rubenstein, and I'm here with Matt Morgan, the Wrestling Inc. podcast. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, the go-home show for tables, ladders, and chairs. Tonight, big surprise at the end there. We should talk about that first because I'm sure everyone that's listening is tuning in. The fifth man for Sunday, the reappearance of Kane tonight. Matt, were you surprised?
Yeah, he's trying to run an election, similar to me. But like you alluded to before we started the show, you know what though, it's not. It's funny because Kane is probably one of my favorite characters. He's definitely my top three. I don't know. I just don't. It's a surprise. It's just I don't know. I don't think it's that great of one.
Yeah, there's continuity, right? I mean, I'm sure the story is going to be he was there to attack Roman, get revenge on behalf of The Undertaker for Roman retiring him at WrestleMania. I like that element to it.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's why I take this seriously, because otherwise Kane, I mean, they haven't booked him like the legacy superstar he is. They've booked him as a utility player, a guy that will do a job when he has to, will fit into a feud, will come out and do, whatever stunt they have dreamed up for him. He's done comedy. He's done the full gamut with the WWE. So with that, yeah, he's not a force to be reckoned with, but I like him coming back as a serious Kane, right? Yeah. This idea that we have a story attached to it, I think it gives it weight. It made me more interested in the match on Sunday.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't know if they've done too much damage to him or not.
Yeah.
There's been too much of that in-between character stuff that where he was just getting beat up by midgets at times. You know what I mean? Kane don't get beat up by Seth Rollins. The Kane I know. The Kane who ripped the freaking, St. Valentine's Day Massacre freaking cage right off the door off the cage, that guy. He ain't getting beat by no midget, but they beat him so many times, and because he's, like you said, being a great utility player and being a company guy, doing the job of getting these guys over, and that's a veteran's job at that point to do that. So I appreciated him doing that. I just don't look at him like, oh my God, Kane's back, they're in trouble. Whoa, where'd you go? How come I can't hear you? I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Hey, Glenn, I'm going to shut this off and come back.
Hey, Matt. There.
Hey, the headphones are not working. I apologize to the fans if this sounds like shit.
No, you're actually coming through good. That might have been something on my end. I don't know. So we'll have someone edit that out for the podcast version. Everyone watching live, we appreciate you hanging with us. What do you think, Matt? I'm sorry, I didn't hear your point, but I wanted to ask you, because before I forget this, with Kane's election upcoming around the same time as yours, by the way, do you think this could be his last match potentially on Sunday, and he'll have Roman Reigns retire him as well?
Never. I think he loves his company so much, and he, to my understanding, wants to work
Hey, Matt. Sorry, something keeps dropping for me. It could be Hangouts. We'll try this one more time. I can hear you, Matt. Can you hear me?
What in the heck, man? Not really.
Huh. Hold on.
Okay, real
Okay,
quick
okay.
before the us again. It I think he's a lifer. To my understanding, he wants to work there and help younger guys, and he's super intelligent. The greatest brain to pick is probably his. Um, but obviously, if he wins his election, I still think it's not his last match. I think he'll come back at a Mania or something along those lines. He'll do a few more.
Yeah. No, I could see it going either way. So let's go segment by segment while our audio is still working here. What did you think about the opening, Shield coming through the crowd, doing the classic entrance again?
Awesome. Awesome.
Kind of wish they would have saved that for Sunday, but it was great. It was a good open to the show. We had that. We had the face-off setting up the match for later in the night where we were going to have Ambrose and Rollins versus The Bar, Roman Reigns in that steel cage match with Braun Strowman. We talked about the stakes there. Then we went, what did you make of Elias with Gallows and Anderson coming out there?
Mismatch type of crap. Just taking two guys, taking two entities in a similar situation. Although the club gets treated like crap more than Elias does, and trying to make something of it, you know.
Yeah. I thought it was a good segment that they got to do something different. Love that they brought in the Honky Tonk Man theme there at the beginning. I thought that was clever and fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the match with Jason Jordan, Apollo Crews, and Titus. I think you're right, man. I mean, this is kind of everyone in the same situation, right? I mean, this was a mid-card, like almost it felt like a lower, you know, it ran the spectrum of lower to upper mid-card in the match.
I didn't like Jason Jordan being a part of any of this.
Yeah. Do you think that they're already pulling the plug on this Kurt Angle storyline and giving him a push?
Yes, or they revisit it, or no, and this is part of it. You know, making him work his way up the rankings, kind of a thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Cedric Alexander versus Jack Gallagher. Any to do anything for you?
No.
Yeah. No. But I liked the Enzo segment. We'll talk about that in a little bit about what they're setting up for tomorrow on 205 Live and the rematch coming out on Sunday. So, okay. My question for you with the Shield reunion, do you buy and feel that the stakes were successfully built up tonight? This idea having the Miz with Cesaro and Sheamus and Braun. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but do you feel like the story is even about anything, or it's just, hey, here's some credible heels that we could put against the Shield and have them pull this amazing underdog victory?
I mean, yeah, because when this first started, it was, no offense to Sheamus and Cesaro, but it was weak to begin with. You know, if it's Miz and Cesaro and Sheamus, ain't nobody buying that those three are going to have a chance in hell.
Yeah.
You know, so now you have these guys. Well, yeah, they did a good job of making each match important too, by the way, I thought.
No, I like that tonight for sure. I just feel like, I don't know, maybe the heels will do something. Maybe there's a way the Shield doesn't stand victorious on Sunday night, but I mean, that's kind of, I feel it though. I feel like this is going to be a big Shield celebration on Sunday night at TLC.
Me too.
Yeah. Because with Survivor Series coming up, I don't know if they want to drag it out much longer. And then we're already hearing rumors about setting up a split down the line to do a big Rollins and Ambrose match at Mania at 34 in New Orleans. So yeah, I think we're going to get quite the victory on Sunday. So after that, Alicia Fox versus Sasha Banks had a match, and that led to them being added to the pre-show. Now, Matt, does this storyline do anything for you? I mean, we know they could both go in the ring, but do you feel that with Alicia and the stereotype, they've just gone to this well too many times now?
Way too many times. Sasha proved once again why she's one of the toughest girls in the business, getting through that. She was busted open, you know?
Yeah.
And good match though. So I mean, you got to give what's her name credit. She doesn't get enough credit for how much better she's gotten in the ring. Because I used to think she was horrible.
Oh, Alicia.
Yeah, I thought she was terrible, but she's gotten so much better. She's good. You know, when she's one of those that she swings really big, and if she misses, it's horrible. The segment, the match, you name it. And when she hits, it's a damn grand slam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I like. I appreciate that actually. And lately, she's been not lately, for about a year and a half now, 2 years, I'd say she's been really hitting grand slams.
Yeah, I think she's done great, and she has her first merch out now on the store, which,
How do you know this?
people on the internet, people tweet at me. I read things on Twitter. There's a Twitter feed that,
They said, "Hey, Alicia Fox, new shirt."
yeah, people I follow will tweet about it and say, hey, Alicia Fox has a new shirt in the store. It says crazy like a fox. It's got a little caricature of a fox that looks kind of like her on it. In the back, it says Alicia Fox.
Forever who's tweeting that stuff, you need to get a life. That's ridiculous. What a ridiculous thing to tweet.
They probably have affiliate links. I believe Wrestling Inc. has an affiliate link to the WWE store where they make, Raj gets to wet his beak a little bit. Maybe if you buy through the Wrestling Inc. link. So, sure there's a motive.
I don't know if I'd use the wet his beak thing for buying merch, but go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I look at the WWE store about once a month. Usually I want to see what's on clearance because I like when
that's once a month too often.
I like having the weird closeout stuff. Like I got a Social Outcast t-shirt. I like having like the bad merch they get rid of. It just, I desperately want a Funkasaurus shirt. I got to find one.
Where do you wear it?
Bed. Well, when I used to go to the gym, I would wear wrestling shirts to the gym. That seemed apropos. But from looking at me, you can see I've not set foot in a gym in quite some time. I don't know. It'd be like a shirt that I'll wear mostly to wrestling events or underneath a hoodie when I'm out running errands. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've talked about this before. Like, it's not about looking like a mark. It's just people don't know what in the hell it is 99 times out of 100 when you wear a wrestling thing in public. Given all that's going on in the world, I mean, you see the stories. This is something for a year I've been seeing, and now it's worse with, what happened recently in Vegas. But again, you wear a Bullet Club shirt in public. No one has any idea it's a wrestling thing. People are thinking you're making a political statement.
Right.
So, but it's kind of an inside thing, though. I mean, I'll see people out and about sometimes. Like I saw a guy wearing a Dean Ambrose shirt, and I struck up a conversation with him just about, hey, I can't remember what pay-per-view was before, but I think it's kind of like a secret handshake thing, like most sort of geek and nerd or sports stuff is. It's how we recognize each other, man.
Oh, Glenn, we got to keep going, dude.
I'm just digging myself deeper and deeper here. Okay, so after that tonight, I will say this. Props to the WWE. On Sunday, we are going to have 3 women's matches, including the kickoff show. I cannot remember the last time that happened on a single brand pay-per-view. So that is cool. After the segment with Alicia and Sasha tonight, let me open back up the notes here for where we are at in the show. I apologize, folks. Yeah. Speaking of which, let's just talk about all the women's segments while we're on that, while I'm got that opened up. So what did you make tonight of what they did with furthering stuff with Emma? Do you think there's a chance in hell? I mean, Emma's just not going to win Sunday, obviously, against Asuka. What do you think the betting odds are on that? And how much do you think you could make should that upset happen?
The upset. A ton
yeah.
Of, yeah. It ain't going to happen, obviously, but she's there just to be meat. She's there just to be meat chopped.
Yeah, but credibly, right? I mean, Emma can at least. No, you think it's just complete squash?
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be. To do this woman's service, yes.
And again, 2 Asuka promos tonight. I think they're going to keep the undefeated thing going for quite some time.
Cool. I mean, I'm all for it. Like I told you guys, I didn't think they would.
Yeah. So with Enzo in that promo tonight, what do you make about of Enzo having his little 205 faction now with Noam Dar, Arya Daivari, Tony Nese?
Out of anybody that talked on the microphone tonight, Enzo, to me, once again, was the biggest star. He really is. The way he dresses, just the way he carries himself. It gets a little carried away with some of his promos where you're like, what did he just say? Like, what? Come on, I get what you're trying to do here, but, like, dude, you're really reaching on certain, like, sayings or rhymes he tries to go after. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, he was by far, to me, watching the show as an observer, like the biggest star as far as like the way he looked, the way he handles himself. That's just me.
Yeah. No, I think even without the belt, I feel like he is still the main draw of 205 Live.
You think he by far miles in front of everybody else? And guess what really happened? Hang on, guess what happened tonight? There was actually a chant for Neville. There was actually a chant tonight for a cruiserweight. That's never happened before. I've never seen that happen.
Do you think that's a bit of trolling, though, given the whole Neville situation?
Well, what's the Neville situation?
Well, so this is where I wish Raj was here to shed light on this. So the rumor is that he walked out last Monday, which changed. It's the whole reason why Enzo won, or why Kalisto won against Enzo, and there's been no clarity. People are saying maybe Enzo or Neville asked for his release, but there hasn't been any confirmation that I've seen of an update in this story.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, just all rumors and chatter. So when I say that Enzo being the main draw, to me that's saying, you know, without Neville there now, it's because I feel like Neville was the main draw in 205 Live for a long time. Aries was certainly.
He was the best wrestler, and he was a great heel, but I'm sorry, he was not a bigger star than Enzo.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Neville, but just everyone is, it's just allegations and rumors at this point, and we'll see what happens. I'm sure Wrestling Inc. will have the story as soon as there is confirmation. Other big rumor everyone's talking about is, was it Jimmy Jacobs that was let go because of the Being the Elite episode, or the photo he took, and perhaps his facilitation of the Being the Elite episode?
What do you mean facilitation?
That he's somehow like waved him in, got him in, you know, the access. They were in that back area at Raw. Remember the invasion?
Yeah, they were in the parking lot.
I know, but that he might have, well, they took a photo with him in the parking lot. So I'm sure in Vince's mind that's he's in cahoots. He invited this whole thing. They couldn't have possibly got in without him.
Oh, Jesus.
Who knows, man? I mean, it's just the things you read online. I'm sure we'll get a full interview and more disclosure soon.
Yeah.
So Rollins and Ambrose versus The Bar tonight. I really like this match. What did you think of it?
Very good match. I thought it was yeah, to me, this was the best match.
God, isn't it weird, this TLC match that's going to have the Shield versus all of these guys? There are no titles on the line. I feel like they should have done it for everything, had the tag titles, the IC belt, put them all up on the ladder, and just everyone's got to go and grab for it. You know, something to really give it stakes.
Okay, yeah. I'm all for championship matches, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of amazing that there isn't anything really big on the line from this.
Yeah, same with Survivor Series. They're thinking about having Jinder go against Brock.
Yeah.
And then a non-title match. What the freak?
Just to demonstrate that SmackDown is the B show, in case you thought otherwise.
Because didn't Brock beat up all 3MB at the same time, like 55 times?
Yeah, but we're not supposed to pay attention to Jinder's win-loss record, you know, pre the summer or spring. So Finn and Bray, man, I didn't get to talk about this last week. What do you think of this whole Sister Abigail thing?
Horrible.
It's really bad.
I mean, it's horrible. It's Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and that friggin' whatever it was, Funhouse fight they had, or whatever you call it.
House of Horrors? Yeah.
That's horrible.
Oh, this is worse. I think this is absolutely worse.
Yeah, this is horrible.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Although, let me just say one thing. I am happy they're trying new things, though. These new things that they try, I'm telling you, will eventually lead one day to something cool that becomes an every week thing in wrestling. I don't know what that thing is. I said the same thing when Matt Hardy was doing the whole broken character on TNA.
Yeah.
And the way they were shooting it was very different and very grainy and everything. Like, it was just very different. Like, I thought the same thing when I watched that. First, I didn't like it. And I'm like, you know what, though? I can see this leading to something different with how wrestling is taped.
Yeah.
Look at that. You know what I mean? So I'm all for new out-of-the-box type of thing. So even the stuff with Finn in the ring, talking like this, and then like 2 seconds later, he's the demon. And then, you know, he's back to Finn again. Like, that was cheesy, but they're trying something at least.
God, in the arena, that must have been weird when that was happening. You know,
it probably just came across. I was thinking about the same thing. I was like, you know what? That's no different than me slowing my speech and delivery down and getting really, really dialed in on my opponent that's watching this promo on the other end of the camera, watching on the monitor, and how I'm going to beat his ass all over this ring. You know, like, that's probably how it came across to the fans.
Yeah. The new makeup is interesting. Little Halloween theme there.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man.
I thought he looked like David Lee Roth from
the Going Crazy video. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The OU81, the Eat 'em and Smile.
Yankee Rose.
Yeah. That whole post California Girls era.
Yeah.
Very similar to that. Someone on Twitter get a side-by-side on the Wrestling Inc. Twitter. Let's get a side-by-side of David Lee Roth in the makeup versus Finn. Very similar. Good call. So Emma and Alexa tonight versus Mickie James and Bayley. I thought Mickie looked great. Love that she got a win, but do you think that means Alexa's going to retain on Sunday?
Of course. And did you see her forearms? I told you guys, Mickie throws the most badass punches and forearms of all time. Go back and watch them. She is so friggin' snug with her stuff. I love it.
Wasn't it crazy after in that backstage segment that Mickie looked like, I mean, with Bayley walking there, Mickie looked like the star and Bayley just looked like she was just fresh up from NXT, you know?
Yeah, she did. You're right. That poor girl's confidence has got to be shot. I'm not sure, you know, it has to be. And how couldn't it be with how they've done her, you know?
Yeah. Man, well, I guess only up from here, maybe.
I'm hoping because you want to see somebody like that make it and really hit it big. She has hit it big. She's a huge star with WWE, but I mean even bigger because I'm telling you, I was calling this girl a future bigger merch mover than Cena, even around that same level. I swear to God, I thought she could have done it.
Yeah, I wonder if that just scares some people on the inside. Like it's too different because it's a female, because it's a woman, you know?
Because they can't resist. They can't resist getting their hands on something that's already successful and say, we need to make it the WWE way. And then they screw it all up.
Oh man. Did you get, I know you're really busy, but I'm assuming you didn't check out 2K18 yet?
No, I haven't been able to.
The commercials got me, so I got it over the weekend because I had a little bit of time, played it early, and I swear the first storyline when you make it up from NXT is they want you, so you're NXT champion, you get called up, and then immediately you got a job to Mark Henry, you got a job to Big Show, you know, they just like give you all these tasks. Well, you could do that, or then if you refuse Triple H's order to do that, then you go over to SmackDown. Basically, Daniel Bryan picks you up in storyline if you refuse what the authority wants you to do.
Even on the video game, SmackDown's perceived as the B show, aka Punish.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. But yeah, I got some time in on that. I'm going to play more. And we'll talk about more on Wednesday's podcast, kind of more of a review of 2K18. Hey, quickly, man, I want to give a shout out to DDP Yoga, which is the sponsor of this episode. You first talk about it. You know all the superstars that use it. You know, we've been talking about these success stories, and one that I want to share with you is Christina Russell. This is a woman that fell into depression after she had some complications and lost a pregnancy. She finally saw Arthur Borman, who we talked about before. She saw his video online about how he turned his life around with DDP Yoga. She ordered the program, started doing it, lost 65 pounds, and regained clarity on her mental and emotional health. In fact, she progressed so well with DDP Yoga that she became a certified DDPY instructor. And after a little while, she actually relocated her family to Georgia so she could be one of DDP's celebrity trainers at the DDP YOGA Performance Center. She not only regained her life back, but now she's inspiring others as a DDP Yoga. Congratulations, Christina. DDP Yoga can work for all ages, weights, and fitness levels. It provides a kick-ass cardio workout with minimal joint impact. And right now, if you go to ddpyoga.com/wrestling inc, you could check out all the sales they have going on right now. You'll get some great savings. They got the DDP YOGA Now app, the DVDs. You guys know the drill. It's a great sponsor. So glad to have them on the Wrestling Inc. podcast, ddpyoga.com/wrestling inc. So this main event tonight, the steel cage match between Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, the stipulation that if Braun Strowman is to win, there will be a fifth man added, and the Shield will go 3-on-5 on Sunday. Speculation, The Miz teasing who the fifth man was going to be all night. Sheamus and Cesaro tried to get in.
No. Where'd you go, Glenn? Glenn, you dropped.
Sorry, last crash, home stretch. Sheamus and Cesaro tried to interfere, get in the ring, and interfere in the match. They were stopped by Rollins and Ambrose, and ultimately it came down to Kane popping up through the ring. We talked about it, man. I mean, this is a hell of a way to end it, but yeah, I think it definitely makes the match a little more interesting, to me at least, on Sunday at TLC.
Who are the five? Who are the five again?
So, The Miz, Sheamus, Cesaro, Braun Strowman, and Kane.
Okay. Like, that's just ridiculous. Braun was just throwing Brock Lesnar around like a month and a half ago. Or 2 months ago, whenever the hell it was. And now you have Kane. I mean, you see what they're trying to do. Obviously, it's just, I'm sorry, 5 cannot lose to 3.
Yeah, it's Roman Reigns though, man.
And I'm sure we're going to see lots of that, but lots of spears being doled out, you know. But you know what? I'm happy for him because he's not being booed, and I'm hoping. I mean, what happens when they break it up again and he goes back and they boo him again?
Vince has a plan, right?
Because the dude works so hard. He's improved so freaking much. I don't know what else fans need.
Yeah. And I mean, you have to imagine from his point of view, could you ever see a superstar that would say to Vince or to creative, like, hey, I see the reaction I'm getting. Maybe you guys are forcing me a little too hard, you know, that you would give that reaction.
You can't be, yeah, you're never going to say that because you're making money and you're feeding your family. You don't know if, honestly, Vince could easily go, okay, see ya, and pull the guy up and go, what, is this dude nuts or something? Get rid of him. Not get rid of him, but put him back down to Intercontinental level, you know, or something along those lines. Punish him, you know, which is ridiculous because the guy's just trying to, he would just be trying to be honest, do what's best for the show and him. But I am surprised if he's not going in there and saying, hey, he had to have at least gone in there once and say, hey, they're booing the piss out of me. I got a lot of angst. Let me get it out on them.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I don't fault him for how he's been booked or pushed. And I don't think it's his fault that he gets the fan reaction that he does. But man, people are popping for the Shield reunion more than I ever thought they would. I mean, I thought the Shield was a great faction back when they run, but I don't feel like it's been long enough. People are treating this like, remember when DX came back and it had been so long that you got the nostalgia?
Yeah, but they were older than me. I didn't pop for them. I'll be honest. And I loved DX. But the DX to me was not PG. The DX to me were not doing like corny hot dog skits. They were doing different hot dog skits, of course, but it just wasn't hitting the same way to me. I thought that stuff was corny. Shawn was in a different place. Hunter's in a different place. They're just not as funny. Like I don't know how to explain it. You can't act like they're like the guys that graduated high school and just like keep coming back 5 years later. They just keep showing up at the high school parties. You know, it's like, dude, go away already.
Yeah.
Like, why are you here?
Well, with the Shield coming back, I wonder how long they'll keep it going for. I mean, probably through Survivor Series. I'm sure that will factor heavily if there's a Raw versus
it is
SmackDown.
for them to be back, and people are like, oh, it's been 2 years. And Michael Cole, it's been 2 years. Mike, it doesn't feel like 2 years to me. That's the difference. It needs to feel, you know what I mean? It needs to feel like 2 years, and it does not. It is, but it doesn't feel that way to me. And sometimes you can have somebody come back after a year, and you're like, wow, it feels like forever. You know, this ain't one of those. But I'm excited for it. Like, that's the best thing that's on TV right now. For me, I was most excited to see that. I was excited to see them make matches to the crowd tonight, actually, too. I like that.
So tonight in this main event, who'd you think it was going to be, if not Kane?
What's his name?
Samoa Joe?
Oh, shoot. No, but that would have been a good call. What's his from the Miztourage, unfortunately.
Oh, Bo Dallas or Curtis Axel?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been one way to go. And they wanted you to think it was Curtis Axel midway through until he got strung up in the back. But yeah, I don't know, man. I thought Samoa Joe would be really cool. I was even thinking for a second, oh man, what if they pulled out Brock as a surprise, but they wouldn't do that for something like this. Yeah. So I don't know, man. All in all, for a go-home show for TLC, what did you think?
Everything with the Shield on it was awesome. That covers a lot, actually. Everything the Shield did tonight was awesome. The tag match was my favorite match. Cage match was freaking good. I'm telling you, Braun and Roman have great chemistry. I was listening to an interview Roman did, and he was saying how Braun really works hard and is really a big sponge and soaking this up really quickly. And, you know, he's not getting, you know, he's doing a lot. When he takes that buckle where the guy moves out of the way and he charges with a tackle and he gets stuck in the corner when he hits his shoulder into like the pole, that's that always hurts every time you hit it. You can dislocate your shoulder every time you hit it. And the way you're supposed to hit it is you're supposed to catch your crotch, believe it or not, on that second turnbuckle, and it stops you just centimeters from your shoulder or face, your shoulder rather, hitting that steel post.
Wow.
That's supposed to take it. But guess what? When we're this tall, that ain't happening. You know, that don't work for us, big guys. You know, so the fact that he takes that, he's not getting injured. He goes right through it and goes out of the ring usually and stuff. He's pretty damn durable. Even with that other injury, he's durable, and he's got a lot of respect at the moment. And Roman was saying in the interview how their chemistry is really, really good, and he's improved so much, and he can't wait to work him, another 6 months from now or a year from now, because he's learning so quickly to see where he's at then.
Absolutely. So far, it is Roman. In my mind, it is Roman Reigns' career-defining feud is with Braun Strowman. I mean, it's where he's done his best work.
He's done really good business with him.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm happy to see they go for years because I think they just are so watchable in the ring, so entertaining.
They really are.
Yeah, and that was great tonight. I think they had to do all the interferences to change it up a little bit because they've done matches like this before. They've needed something to freshen it up a little bit, but. Yeah. I mean, this is the Shield show right now on Monday Night Raw. In fact, did you catch the very opening of it where they did the previously on with the heavy voiceover, like unlike anything we've heard in quite some time?
Yeah. When I was with TNA, we used to have a knockoff, what's his name, James Earl Jones voice.
Nice.
And I always thought that was cool, but ours was much shorter.
Yeah.
Ours was like maybe 20 seconds.
No, it is the Shield show, man. I mean, that tonight is what I got from that intro.
Okay with that.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, we'll see. It's got some life in it. We'll see how long they run into it. Got Survivor Series coming up in, 5 weeks from now.
To me, it already sucks. So those two are going, Brock and Jinder are going against each other in a non-title match. I mean, I couldn't care any less about that match. I think Jinder has a shot in hell. And if he does, it's going to be like the friggin' Singh brothers doing whatever they do. Brock flips out, punts him to the fifth row, and then once again, Jinder, hits his finisher when Brock turns around. If he won, but there's 1% chance of him winning.
Okay, if they do something special for Brock destroying the Singh brothers that can top Randy Orton, putting him through the table. Come on, that's got me interested in it, just to see maybe Brock has both and then pops up like a beast and flings them both off across the ring at the same time,
Yeah.
I don't know, some big spot, but I mean, we'll have that. We'll have a Survivor Series match, and we'll see what else they do with it, man. I think that's
where they put this 5-on-3 thing, by the way.
Oh, so it'd be the same 5.
You know what I mean? To get to an actual, classic style Survivor Series team.
Yeah. We'll see, man. So that really covers everything. We apologize. Raj isn't feeling well tonight. That's why he couldn't be here. He should be back on Wednesday with me. We're going to talk about SmackDown Live, talk a little bit about 2K18 and other stuff going on. We'll check in with Raj on those rumors. So Matt, I know you're a super busy guy right now. We appreciate taking the time out to do this. Let's get some plugs in, man. Tell people where they can support you right now.
First plug, hashtag we don't need Raj. Hashtag we don't want Raj. Hashtag Raj, beat it. It's my show now. No, you guys can find me. I just had a fan of mine open up a Facebook page. It's called Matt Morgan for Longwood on Facebook. Matt Morgan, the numeral 4, Longwood. And I'll make some posts on there every now and then. I'm an administrator on the page, I guess is what you call it. And it gives you a good it catches you up as to what's happening in my election at the moment. My opponent and his handlers, whatever you want to call them, his associates, they're getting dirty, man. They're trying. They just straight up lie about you and then send it out in mailers. They're so desperate, and it's hard enough to beat an incumbent, but it's really difficult to beat an incumbent when they're going to go to those dirty tactics. And I refuse to do that myself. I'm no politician, and I'll never be one. I'm actually just a non-politician running for political office. That's really what it is. And I just want to help straighten out my city because there's some stuff that's happening here. The Good Old Boy Network that needs to be cut right at the head. And by me winning, I get that accomplished. So, you can see all the stories and stuff like that on Facebook and see for yourselves. The promo after promo I'm cutting out. These guys are hilarious. They've never seen anything like this. That's why I love it. But nonetheless, you guys can help support me in my campaign at Matt Morgan, FOR Longwood.com, Matt Morgan for Longwood.com, and donate to my campaign that helps we can create more signs, yard signs, street signs, and more importantly, mailers on my own behalf where I'm not burying my opponent and lying about him, but instead, bringing up my ideas of what I want to do to change the city, like taking care of our police department and our fire department. But something like that costs, to my understanding, something like $6,000 to be able to do something like that. We've done 2 rounds of them already, and I need some more to go. So please, if you guys can donate anything, it really would help me with this election. And keep checking into my Instagram page and Twitter as well, because I'm going to be having a total body blueprint contest, meaning we're going to be having a transformation competition using my food prep company, Your Nutritional Blueprint. It's going to be a 90-day test. You're going to get the meals for $6 per meal instead of the $7 per meal normal price. At least 50 contestants have to sign up in order for this to be an actual contest. And the winner is going to get a free trip to Disney World no matter where you live in the States. You have to obviously be buying the meals from us. That's the big part of it at $6 per meal. There'll be other prizes listed as well. And I'll be making a video on Instagram over the next 2 days announcing all those details. So keep checking into Your Nutritional Blueprint. Also head to my website where you can see how simple it is to make orders and design your own, blueprint of the perfect body.
It's awesome, man. Awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time tonight, Matt. Good luck with everything in the election. A home stretch, right? Only a couple weeks to go.
Yes, sir. But lots and lots and lots of door knocking. I have knocked on over 700 and something doors.
Yet anyone recognize you? You getting that from Impact?
Yeah, they're wrestling fans, sure. But if we have an attorney here named Matt Morgan who everybody hates, and so they're like, "Oh, I thought you'd be Matt Morgan, the attorney." You know what I mean? And
ooh, that's tough.
Ooh. So I started I'm not Matt Morgan, the attorney. And they're like, well, obviously, look at you. These are some of our older voters that definitely don't watch wrestling. But the ones that watch wrestling go crazy and just they think it's the coolest thing, It's
awesome, man. No one's popped said you were on American Gladiators.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so an attorney with the same name that has a bad reputation, that sucks.
Yes, it does. For your signs, it sure as hell does.
Oh man, I'm sorry. It's tough.
And getting enough of my face out there that they understand what's going on. I'm just a former pro wrestler guy. I'm the former WWE guy. None of them really watched it because again, the vote here is usually controlled between the age of I'd say 50 to 80, believe it or not. So a lot of those folks, aren't watching wrestling.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So
very small city.
Couple weeks ago, donate, support Matt in this. Raj and I have both donated. We think it's just a really great thing you're doing, man, and really rooting for you to win this election.
Thank you, man. It's one thing to talk smack from the sidelines and I'm sure quarterback your city. Once I announced my candidacy and I start seeing what's really happening here compared to what I really originally thought, oh my God, just a can of worms of bad stuff, and I've got to be the one to clean it up, and I have no problem doing it.
That's awesome, man. So yeah, be sure to follow Matt on social media, BP Matt Morgan. We'll be back here Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern, to talk about SmackDown Live and give more TLC predictions. And then Sunday night after TLC, we'll be back here on the Wrestling Inc. podcast to talk about everything that went down. So until next time, folks, I'm Glenn Rubenstein, and we'll see you back here on the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Take care. Oh,
hey, you don't want to plug your Gem in the Holograms collection website?
For a second, Matt, here's my first thought, and I'll tell this for people with the podcast. I was like, what is he seeing in the background in my room, in my office here? I'm like, what is he seeing? I'll actually, okay, everyone that's staying with the podcast, this is a bonus for you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an Easter egg. No, where'd you go? We lost you, Glenn. You better come back. I demand our WINC Easter egg in Glenn's house.
Okay, so I legitimately thought that you spotted these in the background when you just said that. I thought that you spotted the Sasha dolls.
Glenn, you are a full-grown man. Why do you have those?
Well, okay, so I've talked about this before. My wife is the biggest Becky Lynch mark on earth. And the whole reason...
Really one, or does she pretend to be one because you're
into it? No, in fact, the entire reason why I can watch 5 hours of wrestling a week, and I'm not saying my wife won't allow me. I'm saying the entire reason I can do it with this schedule and watch it live is because my wife is also a fan.
Yeah.
She is into it. If she was not into it, that would be really weird to be like, hey, I got to watch this. You go do your thing, right? But yeah, when we got really back into it and started watching NXT, she loved Becky, and she just thought Becky had a cool look, was great in the ring, and that was her gateway into wrestling.
Well, why don't you let me see those again?
Okay.
Are they both Becky's?
No, I got a Becky and a Sasha. I got the Sasha because I was like, if there were two that I wanted to have. So when these went on pre-order, because they were selling out, and so I was like, I need to get these now. You know, and if we go to a signing, if we go to an in-store, if we go to WrestleMania and Access again, this would be something I would take and get signed.
And then what? When I get people's autographs, like Don Mattingly, Wade Boggs, Tony Gwynn, Roger Clemens, Dwight Gooden, all the baseball stars of the 80s, I have all their autographs. And they're framed, and I put them up on a wall. What are you doing with those autographs and those figures? Where do they go?
I've got wrestling stuff. You can kind of see it in the background over there. There's some of it. I mean, we've got like the Becky figure, like Tyler Breeze. Like we get this stuff for each other as gifts a lot of the time. We get like pop vinyls. You know, just different little things. It's like, remember I said before about like you going and wear wrestling gear, it's like a secret handshake. It's like our inside thing. It's a hobby that we have together. Think it's weird all you want, man. But I'm telling you, it's for me, it is actually great to be, let me tell you, every time I used to stop watching wrestling in the past, you know why I stopped watching wrestling for stretches? Because I was dating a girl that couldn't stand it, didn't give a shit, and it just didn't work in the confines of the relationship to watch all of this programming during the week. So being with
more than one TV, kick her ass out of there. Like I used to do.
Women are needy, man. You know, what can I say? They just want your attention. They want your time.
Whatever you want to watch. This is what's going on here. How about?
Yeah.
The Rock was my wife's gateway. And I think every woman's gateway into, you know, wrestling when it was hot in the late 90s.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Look, I had to drag her to the first NXT show we went to. And by the end of that weekend, she was just a pure fan. She was so into it, you know, and it was great. And I think that we go to a lot of concerts, we go to a lot of comedy, we do a lot of pop culture travel based on our interests. And this is just another part of that.
Theater you go to?
What's that?
Theater. The theater.
We go to the theater. But you know, I mean, if you follow me on social media, on Twitter, you'll see that like I check in on stuff all the time where it's like there's a screening of some movie or there's some event or there's something that I'm going to. And it's like, wow, who the hell's going to something like that? I'm the guy that goes to stuff like that. It's just what we like. It's what we're into. You know, we watch and we watch a lot of wrestling during the week, but it's nice to have this shared fandom. And I think that the reason why it's sustained for me so long this time is because I'm with somebody that supports that and is equally into it. You know, I mean, seriously, man, like last week, so, you know, there are fires in the area. I missed the podcast last week, unfortunately, because we were on evacuation notice, but my wife, this weekend was like, we didn't watch Raw last week. And you know, she's the one telling me we have to watch that and check that out.
That's cool.
Yeah. So part of that is we just buy a lot of merch stuff because it's a fun thing that we can get a little gift for one another. We can get something, surprise her with something. Yeah, no, I mean, I buy a lot of stupid little gifts just based off inside jokes, you know, or stuff that we find funny.
No, you're combing those girls their hair with their little little toy combs. You know you are.
They're all unopened, so I think that counts for something.
The bathtub with you and stuff, the whole nine. And you're like parting their hair and you're combing it and.
Actually, you know what my real agenda is? My brother has 2 daughters, and I really want to get them into wrestling. I think that with the women's division, I think that's something they'll be into when they get a little older.
I think that's a perfect little girl doll, no question.
Yeah, no, so I think that's where these will probably end up if they are not signed and in their packages forever. If they ever get opened, it will be my nieces that will be the ones opening them.
I would almost give it to them instead of the autographs, dude. You think about it. You'll be introducing 2 people to wrestling. You know what I mean?
Oh, Matt, you're into the assumption that I just bought one of each. Oh, no.
Oh Lord, folks, you cannot write this stuff.
Hey man, we all, you know, do things with our disposable income, and this is what keeps the WWE in business, right? As you said, the perfect mark. I can't be the only one, Matt.
You really are, though, man. You're great on buying all their stuff.
Not all of it, just the stuff that makes me smile, laugh, interests me. You know, random things.
All right, Glenn.
Okay, folks, thanks for hanging with. This has been Glenn's Emasculation for the week of October 16th, 2017. And we'll see you back here next time on the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Take care.